And I want to tell you about this dream because there's a retired clergyman who I spoke with at an earlier service. I had a dream that I came to church and I did not have my robes. That I had brought them out to be cleaned and I had not brought them back. And so I was rushing around looking for an alb or something to put on. And then when I looked at the bulletin, I realized that the readings had changed. In fact, I had never, ever read these readings before, ever in my entire life. They're brand new to me. And to make matters worse, I didn't even have a sermon to preach. So there are readings I didn't know, I wasn't dressed right, and I had nothing to say. And it's interesting. So what happened actually is that in my dream, I looked up and I saw several of our leaders in the church. Some who have leadership positions, others who are just simply leaders by their very being. And I realized that it's not up to me, and that I'm a part of a team. And so it was a beautiful dream. And so I was sharing with this particular clergyman about it, and he laughed and said, now he's been retired for 10 years, and he said, I still have that dream. I mean, it doesn't end? Yeah, thank you. You still have that dream. Yes, it wasn't part of the book that I was speaking about, so that's interesting. And he told me that he still has dreams about seminary, and that he's not prepared for the lesson in seminary. And I've spent 3 years now outside of seminary, which means as much time in, as much time out. And I still have those dreams too. So apparently this is what I get to look forward to. This is still happening. The benefit is that we're all part of the team, right? And that even if I forgot it all, we're all here together. So, and I believe the robe I wore is actually one that Steve Gordon wears. And so it's kind of interesting how it works. And Jim Amy was there, but his didn't fit. It was too short. All right, so back to the sermon. Well, one more thing. And so there's vegetable soup that's being prepared, and we're going to eat that for our potluck. It's a vegetable soup, and I was told a story by the woman who was making it. And it's an ancient story that actually comes from Russia. And it's a woman who's standing in a square during a famine when there isn't much to eat, and she's boiling a pot of water. You're shaking your head, you know this one. Yes, so she's boiling some water, she's starting to stir it, and from the community, someone brings in a carrot and places it in, and someone else takes a potato and places that in. Someone takes a turnip and then an onion, and before you know it, it is vegetable soup. And when they begin to eat it, they eat to their content, and there is plenty more to share after that. And that is very symbolic of what we're doing today with our Gratitude Sunday, of stirring the pot and of bringing the various gifts and things that we have to offer. A carrot and an onion by itself isn't much. But when we put it together, it certainly is. And so we have the carrots and onions up here, showing all the various things that we do. And this is simply just a symbol of what we do when we gather together. Maybe that should have been my sermon. Right? But you'll see, maybe it'll tie together.